Hey, what's up everybody? It's Chris with Committed 3D Tech here, and today we have been getting a ton of requests for me to review the Incognito Node. So that's what we're gonna do today. I will just be very blunt and straight up in telling you I am not planning on buying one. I've reached out to Incognito and it doesn't look like they're gonna send me one to review. So if you want them to send me one to open the box and review for you here on YouTube, comment down below. Let them know, and I think that would influence them a lot more to actually send me one. That way I can unbox it and show it to you. But in this video, what we are gonna do is we're gonna talk about what the Incognito Node is, how to get one, or how you can set up a virtual node from your computer at home for very low cost, if not for free. And lastly, we're gonna break down the pros and the cons, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm not planning on buying one. So do me a favor, smash the like button, and let's get to the info. What is the Incognito Node? Basically, one of the big reasons Bitcoin was invented was for privacy of financial transactions. When you have a bank, everything you do financially is listed there for the bank, the government, for anyone to go and be able to have that information. The problem with Bitcoin is if someone knows your wallet address, then they can pretty much see all of the transactions that you have been doing from that wallet address. It's public, it's a public ledger. So Incognito's premise is they want to make exchanging cryptocurrency entirely private. And that's what they've done with the Incognito Node here. You can see right here is a diagram. So basically you have some Ethereum, and you trade, so basically you deposit it into the Incognito sidechain, and then you can send that Ethereum privately, and then they can withdraw that Ethereum privately again. So, I mean, it's a pretty good idea, I will say. A good way to think of it is basically like an incognito browser. You're basically able to browse the internet without people seeing your browsing history. Same thing, except this way it's with blockchain instead of your browsing history. As far as the tech of it goes, this is a look at what the Incognito Node looks like. This is the very first time that I have seen the Node Pro, which I don't know about any of you, but I'm just really into cool looking things. I personally love when computers look sleek and smooth. Hence the reason I got an iMac in the first place. Obviously the power and the capabilities, but it does just really look great in my office, and so I love that. As far as the Incognito Node, the Node Pro is not available for purchase yet. So this node right here, the initial one, is offered at $399. Here are the basic stats behind the computer: 4 GB RAM, 512 SSD, quad core, 1.5 gigahertz, Wi-Fi, Ethernet, all of the standard stuff when it comes to that. And this is what I find interesting, is that it's running Ubuntu. So for those of you who don't know, Ubuntu is one of the Linux softwares. It's open source and it's free to use, unlike Windows and Mac. Let's go through how you get an Incognito Node. Plain and simply, if you want, you can buy one directly from the website. There is one benefit to buying a node, and that is it's plug and play. So basically you don't have to know any technical specs, you don't have to set up a server, anything like that. You literally get it, you plug it in, and then you start up the app, and you're good to go, pretty much. There's very little technical skill that's involved with that. So that's what you're paying for. The other way to do it is to set up a virtual node. And I'm gonna go through the whole process. I'm not actually gonna do it because I haven't decided if I want to stake, if I want to stake the amount required. And we'll talk about that here in a second. So the process is pretty simple though. If you want to do a virtual node, all you have to do is you set up a server. This is actually pretty easy to do. There are a few services you can use. You can use AWS, which is Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, or DigitalOcean. I did find something really cool here with Google Cloud. This basically goes through how you do it. Right now, Google Cloud has a really great offer where you can get $300 free credits to use the Google Cloud platform for a full year. So you can see right here, I've got $300 in remaining credits. It's a free trial, and that's good for a total of 365 days, which I would be extremely surprised if the Incognito node used even a small portion of that for the server. I'm not super educated in that area, so if any of you know how that works, you can let me know. Anyway, Incognito gives you the breakdown of how to set up your server. It's very simple. So once you're signed into Google Cloud, like I said, if you haven't signed up already, you can get the $300 for a year. You select Compute Engine, VM instances, create an instance, you name your instance, and then you select N1 high CPU for as below, and then you change the firewall rule. And then, of course, you select the SSH2 instance, and you have a server set up. So it will give you an IP address, and you will basically use it back over here when you're setting up your Incognito, your virtual node. So you create an account on the Incognito app, you run Incognito. Next, what you have to do is you have to get PRV. This is one of the things that I kind of dislike about it, because it's a new project and you don't know if it's going to survive or not. So this is on top of the $400 that you have to put in, you're risking the amount that you're staking as well. So you have to get 1,750 PRV, which is Incognito Node's native currency. And so at the current Bitcoin price, I'll show you up here, the current, you have to get about 5% of a Bitcoin, which is going to be around $300 that you have to buy of PRV tokens. And you do that in the app. It's pretty simple to do. You just send Bitcoin into the wallet, and then you can use it to purchase PRV. After that, what you do is you add the IP address to the virtual node. Once again, instructions are right here on this website. I'll tag the link down in the description for this. Specifically, you add the IP address, and then after you've done that, you simply stake the PRV that you just purchased. So setting up a virtual node definitely is not a complicated thing to do. Let's talk about the pros and the cons here. So the number one pro for the Incognito node is that it's $3.99 and you get $25 per month, which is kind of a pro and a con, because in order to get a return on your investment, that's going to take 16 months. So roughly a little less than a year and a half to start seeing a return on your investment. And that's if this project even survives. You really don't know if it's going to or not. So that's where I feel one of the cons is that you can host a virtual node. Personally, it makes more sense to me to host a virtual node rather than to spend $400 on something that I could just already put on a computer that I have at home. It just makes more sense that way. The next pro is that you can privatize your crypto transactions. That's a very good feature, and I like it a lot. Yeah, it makes it really cool. The other cool thing is that you can mint your own privacy token. I'm not sure exactly what I would use that for, but for me personally, if I start using this, that might be something cool to do for like giveaways. I can give away committed 3D tokens or something like that if people are interested in that. So I do think that's pretty cool, and I think it will be useful for some businesses in the future. The one thing I worry about is that it becomes really futuristic, like Star Wars type of deal. If you watch The Mandalorian, you see in the very first episode, he collects his bounty, and the guy who issued the bounty said, "I can only pay you in Imperial credits." And the Mandalorian says, "Nah, dude, that's not gonna do. The Empire's no more. It's not gonna fly." And he says, "Fine, I can give you this type of credit, but I can only give you half." So that's one thing where if the world does become like that, this might be a very useful platform. One of the cons that comes with that is you have to stake over $300. And that's with the price of Bitcoin being super low right now. So in my personal opinion, I don't like that, especially since it's not extremely liquidable. The liquidity of PRV isn't necessarily super easy, especially if you want to continue running the node. Something that I would prefer to invest in is something like crypto.com. Like I said, if you stake 50 MCO tokens, which as of right now is only about $200, you can get $50 worth of MCO tokens for free. I'll make sure to tag a link for that down in the description. And if you want to check out the review on that, that's a platform that I highly recommend. Of course, none of this is financial advice, but I really love that platform. It's super easy to get into, and MCO is just less of a risky investment in my personal opinion. A pro of getting the Incognito node, the physical unit, is that you don't have to set up your own server, which means there's no ongoing cost. I don't think setting up a server is going to cost very much, especially for this first year being free, $300 from Google Cloud. I mean, it just makes it super simple and easy. The Google Cloud being free actually is a con, because if you get the physical node, not only do you pass out on the $300 free from the Google Cloud, but you're also out another $400 when it comes to investing in this platform. Let's go back to the pros again. One pro of this project is there was no ICO, which is an initial coin offering, and there won't be one because all of the founding team pulled together $1 million to fund this project, to fund the PRV. So the privacy token already has an intrinsic value when you're going into this project, which I think is very valuable when it comes to this type of project. That's something that you definitely need. However, another con to this comes to the fact that we don't know what PRV's value is going to be in the future. So you could invest this $300 and it could drop significantly and you lose out on any profit that you could have used investing that money somewhere else. The bottom line, I haven't even decided if I'm going to set up a virtual node yet, because I don't know if I want to risk my $300 purchasing and staking PRV. Like I said, some of the other investments that I've done, like crypto.com, I feel like are better. The CoinMine one probably would be similar to the Incognito node. They are solving different problems. However, I do like the CoinMine one because it's already mining cryptocurrency and it's going to utilize the proof of staking network here in the future. Pretty soon, they're hoping for early 2020 that it's going to start doing that. So those are my thoughts on it. If you would, go ahead, please like the video for me. Smash the like button, destroy it, annihilate it, obliterate it, because that helps push this video forward into a larger audience so that they can learn about the Incognito node, and it basically just helps this video gain better traction. So every time you do that, you're helping this channel grow, and I genuinely appreciate that. On top of that, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on the little notification bell, that way you get notified every single time I come out with a new video, and you can stay up to date on all of the crypto, the tech, the financial, and investing topics that I cover on this channel. Once again, my name is Chris with Committed 3D Tech, and we'll catch you next time.